several instances of workplace misconduct.
In the 42 pages, it don't mention nothing about Shannon Sharp did anything.
Fox, Skip Bayless, others sued on 14 counts, including sexual battery.
My initial reactions were disappointment as well.
Lamar Jackson deserves MVP again.
We've got a serious scandal cooking over at America's second favorite sports network? Well, second might be a stretch. They are a sports network that is aired on television, and now they're embroiled in a lawsuit that's got some of its top executives and a couple of its main on-air personalities in the crosshairs. There are claims of bullying, sexual harassment, and an alleged offer of sex from one of the most notorious hot take artists in the history of sports media. I want to say this before we get into the video. All of these claims are alleged and currently uninvestigated, but we're going to approach all the claims with an air of reverence because they are serious, and if they are true, are certainly very damaging and indicative of a really rotten workplace and culture and hierarchy at Fox Sports. So keep that in mind, but we're going to dive into what this suit covers in the first episode of Law & Order Sports 2025 here on That's Good Sports. Great way to make Fox Sports even less relevant is subscribing to this YouTube channel, That's Good Sports. We just crossed 687,000 subscribers. We're 13,000 away from hitting 700,000 subs, and the goal is to get there before the end of the football season. But the single best way to support this channel is signing up at Underdog with my code That's Good. Hey guys, look, I hit on my season-long predictions. I was right about Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Justin Jefferson in their season-long champions game. Look, every sign-up at Underdog with my code That's Good counts. The goal is to get 10,000 sign-ups because then Underdog owes me $1 million, which, when you think about it, is less money than I'd make by sleeping with Skip Bayless, allegedly. Look, if that joke doesn't convince you to sign up at Underdog with my code That's Good, nothing will. Nothing will, and I'm okay with that. Now, a former hairstylist for Fox Sports has dropped some serious accusations in a new lawsuit claiming a high-ranking exec used his position to sexually harass women and that Skip Bayless acted inappropriately toward her, even going so far as to offer her money for sex. And according to the lawsuit, even in his alleged $1.5 million sex pitch, Skip wouldn't, and I quote, "shut the fuck up about the Cowboys." The stylist, Nasheen Faraji, says she worked at Fox Sports for over a decade from 2012 until August of 2024. In the 42-page lawsuit obtained by Front Office Sports, she names Fox, Fox Sports, FS1, FS2, Executive VP Charlie Dixon, Bayless, and even FS1 co-host Joy Taylor as defendants. According to the lawsuit filed last Friday in LA, Faraji alleges that Dixon grabbed her butt at a party in West Hollywood. When she confided in Taylor about the incident, she says Taylor brushed her off, telling her to, quote, "get over it." Faraji is seeking class action status for her case, representing herself and other employees who worked at Fox Sports in California over the past 4 years. She's asking for financial damages, the exact amount was not specified, and a jury trial. The fact that this lawsuit could add others or is currently adding others is what becomes very troublesome for Fox Sports. Now that probably hinges on multiple women coming forward and saying, you know, I wouldn't have minded the advances from Skip Bayless if he would have just shut the fuck up about the Cowboys for 1 second. Honestly though, the toughest part of this for Skip Bayless, if this does indeed go to court, are all of the photos of him looking exactly like the kind of guy who would sexually harass women at work. And how does Skip Bayless respond to these accusations? Exactly the way you would imagine by talking about Lamar Jackson and the MVP race.
No more premature individual awards for Lamar Jackson.
Completely didn't acknowledge anything was going on, and if you need a good laugh, just go to his YouTube channel and check out the comments on today's upload. Things did take a disturbing turn, though, according to Faraji, after she started working on the set of Undisputed, the morning show, starring, of course, formerly Skip Bayless. Now, she claims Bayless began giving her overly long hugs, kissing her on the cheek, and pressing his body against hers. Despite making it clear she wasn't interested and didn't date at work, Bayless allegedly didn't back down. At one point, Faraji says she even mentioned her struggles with ovarian cancer in hopes it would deter him, and it did not. Instead, things escalated. Faraji claims Bayless later offered her a jaw-dropping $1.5 million to sleep with him, promising he could change her life. He even accused her of having a thing with his former co-host Shannon Sharpe. The lawsuit details an uncomfortable encounter where Bayless allegedly made another move on her. When she told him to stop and reminded him he was married, he reportedly fired back with, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Faraji's response, her dad had passed away, and she used that moment as an excuse to get out of there. Pretty fucked up, if I am to say so myself, if that's true. Faraji says she reported these incidents multiple times to Fox's HR and employee relations departments, but nothing was done. Now, if those reports are documented and they have that evidence, Fox is in real trouble. Instead, after that, things got worse, and after her fallout with Joy Taylor, Faraji claims the FS1 host started personally and professionally attacking her, even making fun of how her Middle Eastern name was pronounced. Sports law expert Daniel Wallish spoke about the lawsuit with Front Office Sports, saying her long history at Fox and mentions of multiple witnesses suggests she might have the evidence to back her story. He also said that Faraji's decision to speak up at the time of the alleged incidents could help her credibility in front of a jury. In the lawsuit, Faraji accuses Fox of fostering a toxic environment where racism, sexism, and even ableism ran unchecked. For over a decade, I endured a workplace where executives and talent could abuse staff without facing consequences, she alleges. She also claims that when employees reported bad behavior, Fox retaliated against them while promoting those responsible. Her suit calls out the company for repeatedly failing to address what she describes as a deep-rooted patriarchal culture. Fox Sports responded with a brief statement saying, "We take these allegations seriously, but have no further comment due to the ongoing legal proceedings." They were also quoted as saying, "Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, this is gonna fuck us all over, isn't it?" Of course, that second statement was whispered under the network's breath. Faraji's attorney, Devin Abney, is confident about the case. "Our client is ready to be vindicated and hopes Fox will finally address the toxic work environment that has affected her and many others," Abney said. And to that, I say this is Fox Sports. At the end of the day, it's Fox we're talking about. The entire company was built in the image of Rupert Murdoch.
He asked me what I wouldn't do for Fox.
Roger kissed me 3 times, or at least tried.
He had positioned himself with his legs open.
His lips were wet and he smelled like alcohol.
And taking out his underlings is like playing a game of whack-a-mole.
Are you saying your mother heard on speakerphone O'Reilly pleasuring himself?
Yes, I am.
That'll give you a pretty good idea of the culture over at Fox. Now, this lawsuit comes on the heels of big changes over at FS1. Back in August, Bayless, who had been with Undisputed for 8 years, left the show. His former co-host, of course, Shannon Sharpe, had already exited in 2023 following a high-profile clash with Skip Bayless. Since then, FS1 has overhauled its lineup, launching new shows like Breakfast Ball and The Facility that nobody's really watching, while keeping long-standing staples such as The Herd and Colin Cowherd, and First Things First with Nick Wright. Nick Wright, horrible takes, but by all accounts, an upstanding gentleman of the highest order, so we've got to give him credit there. Cowherd also got a pass in the lawsuit, perhaps not surprising. Again, a tremendous forefather of the take, but has never been controversial away from the mic, outside of his discriminatory policy on, backwards hats. Faraji said that throughout her time at Fox, Cowherd was always professional and respectful. However, the lawsuit does hint that more top executives like Fox Sports COO Mark Silverman and CEO Eric Shanks could be added as defendants depending on what comes out during the legal process. Now, this is not the first time a sports media giant has faced accusations like these. Back in 2007, a makeup artist sued ESPN, alleging harassment by on-air talent. In 2017, a former stylist at the NFL Network accused several former players of harassment, resulting in their termination. And in 2019, ESPN reached a settlement with a former personality who had accused her male colleagues of inappropriate behavior and maintaining a hostile and unsafe workplace. My hot take here is that it takes an incredibly overconfident man to sexually harass a woman while she's dabbing under his eyes with concealer and applying blush to his cheeks, not to mention the contour powder, primer, and bronzer. With Faraji's lawsuit making waves and the industry's history of similar claims, it looks like Fox Sports is in for a legal battle that could reveal a lot about its internal culture. I can't say I know anyone that chooses to watch FS1 over networks like ESPN, NFL Network, or hell, even this channel. But they've carved out a spot for themselves in sports media, and this lawsuit has the potential to really shake things up over there, which is cool, I guess, because outside of Cowherd and the show Nick Wright is on, their sports shows are fucking terrible. Of course, there's more to this that's taken hold across the internet, and it's the alleged relationship between Joy Taylor and some of her coworkers and superiors at FS1. The claims in the lawsuit say Taylor allegedly used these relationships to climb the corporate ladder at Fox. I'm going to hold off on Joy's role in this until we see more evidence of what actually happened. I feel that way for one reason. The only sports media person's sex life I'm willing to acknowledge is Shannon Sharpe's. And that's because he accidentally Instagram lived the audio of him making sweet, sweet love, which I think makes him fair game. Now, if we learn that Joy Taylor did indeed dismiss Faraji's claims and essentially turned into an antagonist against her, well, that fucking sucks. That's the part that could put a halt to Joy's career trajectory. The other part that sucks is sports media is already a tough place for women. The last thing they need is another reason for the misogynists out there to try and discredit their work. If you don't think that's still a problem, follow some of the best in the business on Twitter and just read for yourself the bullshit they deal with every single day. Now, former NFL player and media personality Marcellus Wiley, who worked with Emmanuel Acho on Speak for Yourself, discussed it on his podcast, saying,
"The level of receipts of these assumptions, these allegations, is alarming. It's damning if you're one of the defendants, which is Fox, FS1, Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon."
He heard whispers about romance-driven changes at FS1. He even suggested that Taylor and Acho's rumored relationship might have played a role in them being paired up on a show, but when things went sour between them, they were split onto different shows.
Because when I was accused, I wished everyone would have read the 18-page lawsuit against me, word by word, because it would have been blatantly obvious how false those claims were if you knew the beginning to the end, even an allegation, not even reality. But I know people's level of concern is not that high for me, and I also know your attention span is not that great anymore. So no one's going to do that.
The part about the executive, Dixon, allegedly being involved, Wiley had something to say about that too. He said if that's true, it explains a lot about how things operate behind the scenes at FS1 and not in a good way. In Wiley's opinion, this is just the tip of the iceberg and it's going to get worse for FS1. He hinted that while some of the stuff in the lawsuit surprised him, Other parts were already known to be true. Now, we should talk a little bit more about Skip, too. Skip recently departed FS1 and is basically a sports media free agent looking for his next role in the industry. I have a feeling that this lawsuit is going to delay his job market quite a bit, if not completely erase it altogether.
Should Tim Tebow make $27 million?
And Stephen A. Smith talked about this as well on his podcast.
Now, I don't know what happened. I don't work at Fox. I haven't been there. I haven't been in that building in over 20 years. I don't know any details or anything like that. I don't know Charlie Dixon that well, even though he used to work at ESPN. I don't know Joy Taylor that well, even though she and I have interacted with one another on several occasions throughout her career, and I find her to be a consummate professional, very good at what she does. I also know that she's big on women empowerment, so it's hard to imagine her saying get over it. But again, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But just like I said, I've known Jay-Z for 25 years. I can't imagine that. I've known Skip for just as long. I can't imagine it.
He defended Skip's character a bit and mostly leaned on the notion,
especially when they brought up the $1.5 million, the Skip Bayless I know has a hard time giving away $15.
Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Fame tight end and Skip's former co-host on Undisputed, of course, weighed in during his nightcap stream with Chad Johnson. The fact that we have 3 on-air sports hosts discussing this at length on their own podcast shows just how much sports media has changed in the last 3 years. Here's what Sharpe said.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. Might be the best stance to take in all of this?
Yep, ain't got nothing to do with us.
Shannon is wisely distancing himself, and since he was not mentioned in a negative light in the lawsuit, I would have to assume that he's safe, and the man they call Unc will be able to podcast in peace following the resolution of this whole ordeal. Sharpe was right about one big thing too. He's not part of this lawsuit, yet his picture is in dozens and dozens of videos and articles about this mess.
In the 42 pages, it don't mention nothing about Shannon Sharpe did anything. But y'all want to get clicks, so y'all mention me.
What about Jason Whitlock? Ah, yes, Jason Whitlock, the race baiter himself, had some things to get off his robust chest the day after the news dropped.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack. Like, Jay, keep your distance.
Joy Taylor is now suing Jason Whitlock for sexual harassment, I believe. Thank you, Jason. Very professional. That's why you are Jason Whitlock. My final legal opinion is that this is all fucked up. And I think a lot of people, sports fans and ex-employees, are going to relish in FS1's downfall. Because who really gives a shit about FS1? Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. As a former disbarred attorney who never went to law school, I'm the guy you should listen to about this kind of stuff.